Good morning. Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Thursday, April the 4th, 4/4/24. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a good evening. We are here to look at the new releases being set into the wild each week, and every day of the week we look at a different genre. And on Thursdays, we look at fantasy and science fiction. Maria says, good morning, happy Thursday. Actually saw the sun this morning for a brief period, hiding again though. Lifted spirits for a moment. Oh, it does feel good, doesn't it? We've been in the 70s the last couple days, and it's a sunshiny, warm, not sunshiny, but the wind is cold kind of thing. It's just been really, really nice. It's supposed to be that way again today. This weekend, we're supposed to be in the 40s with weather coming in again, but we enjoy when it happens. Quick announcements. It is Thursday, so we do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. Bring your own book, work on a project, just close your eyes, whatever it is. It's time carved out for you to just do what makes you happy. All right, let me get rid of this banner. We are going to jump into fantasy and science fiction. If I remember right, I prepped this the night before. The pickings were a little slim, but we shall see. Did you? Made my dragons green yesterday, as you suggested. I bet it's very good looking. Otherworldly by F.T. Lucan. Speaking of dragons, I don't know if there's dragons in this one. There could be dragons today. A skeptic and a supernatural being make a crossroads deal to achieve their own ends only to get more than they bargained for. This young adult romantic adventure. 17-year-old Ellery is a non believer in a region where people swear the supernatural is real. Sure, they've been stuck in a 5-year winter, but there's got to be a scientific explanation. If goddesses were real, they wouldn't abandon their charges like this, leaving farmers like Ellery's family to scrape by. Knox is a familiar from the other world, a magical assistant sent to help humans who have made crossroads bargains. But it's been years since he heard from his queen, and Knox is getting nervous about what he might find once he returns home. When the crossroads demons come to collect Knox, he panics and runs. A chance encounter down an alley finds Ellery coming to Knox's rescue, successfully fending off his would-be abductors. Ellery can't quite believe what they've seen, and they definitively don't believe the nonsense this unnervingly attractive young guy spews about his paranormal origins. But Knox needs to make a deal with a human who can tether him to this realm, and Ellery needs to figure out how to stop this winter to help their family. Once their bargain is struck, there's no backing out, and the growing connection between the two might just change everything. 5 years of winter. No, thank you. I don't mind it, but 5 years? Play of Shadows by Sebastian de Castel. That's a name in fantasy. Looks like this is a new set, don't know how many books will be in this, but it's the first of it. Swordplay, magic, intrigue, and friendships grow stronger than iron. A first book in a new swashbuckling fantasy series. That's twice we've come across swashbuckling this week. It should be used more often. Damalus Shade Montaigne picked a poor knight to flee a judicial duel. He has precious little hope of escaping the wrath of Vixen, the most feared duelist in the entire city, but until he stumbles through the stage doors of the magnificent Operato Bellezza and tricks his way into the company of actors. An archaic law provides temporary respite from his troubles until one night a ghostly voice in his head causes Damalus to fumble his lines, inadvertently blurting out the dreadful truth. The city's most legendary hero may actually be a traitor and brutal murderer. With only the help of his boisterous and lusty friend Barretto, a beautiful assassin whose target may well be Damalus himself, and a company of misfit actors who'd just as soon see him dead. This failed son of two greatcoats must somehow find the courage within himself to dig up long buried truths before a ruthless band of bravos known as the Iron Orchids comes for his head. Oh, and there's that matter of Vixen waiting to duel him. That sounds fun. That has possibilities. I don't think I'd buy it. I'd see if it were available on the library, but I am kind of intrigued. I like the cover for Play Shadows. Yeah. Something Something Kindred by Sierra Birch. Hang on, grabbing coffee. Magical realism meets Southern Gothic in this commanding adult debut about true love, the meaning of home, and the choices that haunt us. Welcome to Coldwater. Come for the ghosts, stay for the drama. Jerica Walker had planned to spend the summer before senior year soaking up the sun and her best friend with her best friend, sorry, on the Jersey Shore. Instead, she finds herself in Coldwater, Maryland, a small town with a dark and complicated past where her estranged grandmother lives, someone who knows only two things about. Okay, her name and the fact that she left Jerica's mother and uncle when they were children, but now Jerica's grandmother is dying and her mother has dragged Jerica along to say goodbye. As Jerica attempts to form a connection with a woman she's never known and adjust to life in a town where everything closes before dinner, she meets Ghost Girl Cat, a girl eager to leave Coldwater and more exciting than a person has any right to be. But Coldwater has a few unsettling secrets of its own. The more you try to leave, the stronger the town's hold. As Jerica, it's the Hotel California. As Jerica feels the chilling pull of her family's past, she begins to question everything she thought she knew about her mother, her childhood, and the lines between the living and the dead. This says had tagged with magical realism meets Southern Gothic, but to me, Maryland isn't South. Do you think Maryland? Mary, you're closer to that. Maryland to me isn't South. It's New England. The Gin Daughter by Rania or Rania Hanna. A stunning debut novel, pulls together mythology, magic, and ancient legend in the gripping story of a mother's struggle to save her only daughter. Nadine is a djinn tasked with one job, telling the stories of the dead. She rises every morning to gather pomegranate seeds, the souls of the dead, that have fallen during the night. When her daughter with her daughter Layala at her side, she eats the seeds and tells their stories. Only then can the departed pass through the final gates of hell. But when the seeds stop falling, Nadine knows something is terribly wrong. All her worst fears are confirmed when she's visited by Kamuna, Death herself, and ruler of the underworld, who reveals her desire for someone to replace her. It is Layala she wants. Nadine will do whatever it takes to keep her daughter safe, but Kamuna has little patience and a ruthless drive to get what she has come for. Layala's fate, meanwhile, hangs in the balance. Interesting. Beautiful cover. Mid-Atlantic, not South and not. Gotcha. You ain't nothing. Alice, The Chronicles of Alice by Christina Henry. First in the Chronicles of Alice. Comes a mind-bending novel inspired by the twisted and wonderful works of Lewis Carroll. In a warren of crumbling buildings and desperate people called the Old City, there stands a hospital with cinder block walls which echo the screams of the poor souls inside. In the hospital, there is a woman. Her hair, once blonde, hangs and tangles down her back. She doesn't remember why she's in such a terrible place. Just a tea party long ago, and long years, and blood. Then one night, a fire at the hospital gives the woman a chance to escape, tumbling out of the hole that imprisoned her, leaving her free to uncover the truth about what happened to her all those years ago. Only someone else has escaped with her, something dark, something powerful. And to find the truth, she will have to track this beast to the very heart of the old city where the rabbit waits for his Alice. I don't know what to think about that. House of War and Bone, Gilded City, #2. Looks like this is a trilogy. This is by Leah Stone. About a girl who must battle curses, dark powers, and her own heart. The only guy in the world who could kiss me was about to be taken out by some nightling with a vendetta against his family. Fallon Bain thought that being cursed to feel pain every time she was touched was the worst thing that would ever happen to her. She was wrong. The worst thing was finding and falling for Arian, the only person in the realm who can touch her, only to accidentally trap him in the land of souls and swap powers with him. Now she must act as maven healer to Queen Solana while trying to figure out how to sneak into the realm of eternity to save Arian. She drove me crazy, both good and bad ways, and all I wanted to do was finally kiss her, hold her, feel her body relax into mine like it's found its missing other half. Arian Madden had enough to deal with, heir to the throne, maven healing powers that meant he would die young and orphaned by Marissa Bain. Then he met Marissa's daughter and fell in love, upending everything he thought he knew. Now he has to fight for his life, maybe his afterlife, against the undead using Fallon's dark magic. And if that's not enough to worry about, all the while the prophesied Nightling War is approaching. Dot, 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 dot. Book of Thorns. Book cover again. Yes. They do mostly good covers when you're dealing with fantasy. This is by Hester Fox. Penniless and stranded in France, after a bid to escape her cruel uncle goes awry, Cornelia Shaw is far from the Parisian life of leisure she imagined. Desperate and lacking options, she allows herself to be recruited to Napoleon's Grande Armée. As a naturalist, her near magical ability to heal any wound with herbal mixtures invites awe amongst the soldiers and suspicion. For behind Cornelia's vast knowledge of the natural world is a secret she keeps hidden. The flowers speak to her through a mysterious connection she has felt since childhood, one that her mother taught her to heed before she disappeared. Then, as Napoleon's army descends on Waterloo, the flowers sing to her of a startling revelation, a girl who bears a striking resemblance to Cornelia, a girl she almost remembers, her sister, long ago, who seems to share the same gifts, determined to reunite with, I'm just going to say Lisbeth. Despite being on opposite sides of the war, Cornelia is drawn into a whirlwind of betrayal, secrets, and lies. Brought together by fate and magic at the peak of the war, the sisters try to uncover the key to the source of the power that connects them as accusations of witchcraft swirl and threaten to destroy the very lives they've fought for. I'm intrigued by the time period. You know, I love historicals. Flowers is an interesting twist on the magic. Beautiful cover. Has potential. The Monstrous Mrs. May by Van Huang. A determined young woman in 1950s Los Angeles walks a darker city than she ever imagined in a novel about the power to make dreams come true, whatever the sacrifice. Los Angeles brims with opportunity in 1959, though not for aspiring fashion designer Cortelia Mayin, the the first generation child of Vietnamese immigrants who finds the city unkind to outsiders and as dispirited as her own family. When Cordy rents a cheap loft in an old apartment building, she quickly warms to kindred souls Tessa, Audrey, and Silly. They also want better things and have pasts they'd rather forget. That they all share the same middle name makes their friendship seem like destiny. As supportive as they are of each other, it's a struggle just to eke out a living let alone hope to see their wishes for success come true, until an ever present and uncannily charming acquaintance of the landlord's offers a solution to their problems. He promises to fulfill their every dream. All it takes is a little magic and a little sacrifice. As one surprisingly effective spell leads to another, their wishes get bigger, but so does the price they must pay. Amid the damaged seams of her life so far, Cordy must realize her own power in order to rip free without losing everything she's worked so hard to achieve. The fantasy side here isn't strong, but it could be there. Interesting setting, time period. Wrath of the Talon, book 2 of 3 by Sophie Kim. Everyone thinks the Reaper of Sunpo, 18-year-old assassin Shinlina, is dead. The only ones who know the truth are her cherished little sister and Hanuel Rui, the icily gorgeous Dakabi emperor who she was sent to kill and kissed instead. Not as effective. Now, with the potent Imugi venom surging in her veins, Lena's returned to right all wrongs. Already her body is changing, growing stronger, stealthier, and more agile, with serpentine scales she can call at will. Blech. She is living vengeance, seeking retribution for the massacre of the Talons. She'll become the sword who cuts down the rival Black Bloods gang, along with the ruthless crime lord leader, and when she is through, she will take the kingdom as her own. But there is a mysterious side to Lena's growing power, a dark voice inside her that whispers and guides her as she slips through the shadows of Sunpo's streets, one that warns her not to trust the Dokebi, especially Rui, because if her destiny isn't to love him, it must be to destroy him. That one is not. Diaries of a Time Traveler, part of True Tales series. There's 3 books in that series by Benji J. Wyvern. 6-year-old Hope and her mom Harper embark on a life-changing adventure. While playing near their home, Hope stumbles upon a mysterious time machine hidden in the woods. Intrigued and eager to play, the duo is caught up in an unexpected time-traveling adventure. Don't mess with time machines. Circling through time and space, Hope and Harper must navigate a world of uncertainty. While struggling to comprehend the machine's workings and facing unexpected challenges, they visit the Cretaceous period, the age of Homo erectus, Pompeii in 1979 CE, the Meiji period of Japan, ancient Egypt, and much more. The origin and purpose of the time travel machine are shrouded in mystery, but it's Hope's only way home. The journey proves to be more than transformative for Hope as she navigates the challenges of growing up and undergoing physical and emotional changes. And they do this all in 181 pages. Interesting. Now, this is the one that has intrigued me the most. It's called The Husbands by Holly Gramazio. It's a debut. Delights in asking, how do we navigate life, love, and choice in a world of never-ending options? When Lauren returns home to her flat in London late one night, she's greeted at the door by her husband, Michael. There's only one problem. She's not married. She's never seen this man before in her life, but according to her friends, her much improved decor, and the photos on her phone, they've been together for years. As Lauren tries to puzzle out how she could be married to someone she can't remember meeting, Michael goes to the attic to change a light bulb and abruptly disappears. In his place, a new man emerges, and a new, slightly altered life reforms around her. Realizing that her attic is creating an infinite supply of husbands, Lauren confronts the question: if swapping lives is as easy as changing a light bulb, how do you know you've taken the right path? When do you stop trying to do better and start actually living? This I would call, it's not really fantasy, it's not really science fiction, it's more speculative fiction, and it intrigues me. The concept is very interesting to me. And I've already put a hold on it at the library. No, thank you. No serpents for me slithering inside my mind. Or your skin or blah. Must not stay in one place long to get all that within such a short book. Yeah, just oh, that's interesting. Boom, boom, boom. It's an interesting concept, expanded a little bit. Uh, we have time for the one more. Beastborn, Voracious, a lit RPG adventure. 601 pages. This is by James T. Callum, fifth in his series. Hal and his beast have been sundered in two. Done with sacrifices, Hal seeks greater monster powers and delves into the ancient magic of his world. With his wounds healing, his strength grows tremendously, opening up a new evolution of bone crafting. To reforge his eldritch body, Beasel, Hal's beast, ventures into the depths of the Fathomway dungeons, chasing after the source of the land's corruption. The impending wrath of the Shiverglades tribes looms over Brightsong. Though they fight on distant battlefields, Hal and Beasel must work together for a chance to save their settlement from fated destruction. Okay. That is all I have up. The bells are gonna ring here momentarily. I'm about to say. I like the concept of that one as well. Yes. Somebody was really thinking. So yeah, I have that on digital hold. We'll see. We'll see when I get it. And if I'm still interested when I do get it. Well, that is all we have time for today. The bell here is going to go any moment. Um, we do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll be for 2.5 hours. There's the bells. Bells, the bells. And then again on Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Those will go for 5 hours. Tomorrow is Friday, which is a freeform Friday. So we'll be looking at other things, not one specific genre. There are some other things we didn't look at that were catching my attention on the Fresh Fiction page. And we'll probably continue with the cozy mysteries because there's always a lot of those. Hope you have a very good Thursday. Take care of yourself, read good books, and as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Hold on, hold the om nom nom. I have to volunteer today at the library. Oh, always the first Tuesday and Thursday of the month, so we'll miss. Oh, sorry. Have a great day and good luck teaching. It's going well. It really is. You have a good time at the library. What a great way to spend your day. I know you're working, but still, it's the library. All right. Take care. Read good books. Don't, as it says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless. Hope to see you tonight, Mary.